Hello, America. Welcome back to another edition of Honest Tax Returns. In this edition, it's about how to pay tax on virtual currency, and it is presented to the American people on 29 January, the year 11, ABC, which means after Bitcoin. In the year 2020, the IRS came out with a new Form 1040, which includes a new question asking, at any time during 2020, did you receive, sell, send, exchange, or otherwise acquire any financial interest in any virtual currency? And of course, my answer is no. The IRS might come back and say, hey, we have information from Coinbase indicating that you have had an ongoing financial interest in Bitcoin and other virtual currencies for years. Would you like to reconsider your response? And my response is no, and here's why. When you travel into a parking lot and you see this sign, do you wonder what residence does this sign refer to? You know it's not all residents of this state. You know it's not medical students and residents, and you implicitly know it is only for residents who live in the house located next to the parking lot. And when you pass a library and you see this sign, do you wonder, what books does this sign refer to? You know it's not all your personal books. You know it's not your books from medical school. And you implicitly know it only means books belonging to the library. And when you visit a public establishment and you see this sign, do you wonder, what employees does the sign refer to? You know it's not all employees of every business or organization, and you implicitly know it means only employees belonging to the particular establishment. So, when IRS Notice 2014-21 describes how existing general tax principles apply to transactions using virtual currency, and in effect defines virtual currency as property, shouldn't you wonder what property they are referring to? Is it your property, any and all property everywhere, or only those subject to the legislation? Let's take a look. In interpreting the statute, the Supreme Court says words of universal scope will be construed as meaning only those subject to the legislation. And it is elementary law that every statute is to be read in the light of the Constitution. However broad and general its language, it cannot be interpreted as extending beyond those matters which it was within the constitutional power of the legislature to reach. And the light of the Constitution provides that there are two kinds of property. Property belonging to the United States, which is subject to the congressional power to dispose of and make all needful rules and regulations, and by exclusion, property not belonging to the United States, such as private property belonging to the people. Since at no time during 2020 did I receive, sell, send, exchange, or otherwise acquire any property belonging to the United States, including virtual currency, my answer to the relevant question must remain no. If you're new to the channel, this concept may seem foreign and unbelievable to you, but who has the burden to prove that property includes private property belonging to the people? The IRS, of course. So, what published statute defines property to include private property belonging to the people? It doesn't exist. There is no IRC definition of property which includes private property belonging to the people. Why not? Why can't Congress just define it tomorrow and be done with it? And, tax everything, tax all our property. Well, there's a reason, and it's because Congress cannot, by any definition it may adopt, redefine the terms found in the Constitution, since it cannot, by legislation, alter the Constitution, from which alone it derives its power to legislate. See Eisner versus McCullough. Thus, the tax on property can only mean the tax on property belonging to the United States, which alone is subject to the congressional power to dispose of and make all needful rules and regulations. See the Constitution at Article 4, Section 3, Clause 2. An unapportioned direct tax on private property, or for that matter, income, belonging to the people simply does not exist. In this country, the Supreme Court wrote, Congress can exercise no power which they have not, by their Constitution, entrusted to it. All else is withheld. If the power is not in terms granted, it does not exist. Okay? So know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Please watch the rest of this series on honest tax returns, the first one being published in December 2016. Thank you. Please share, like, and comment. And if you need to reach me, my contact is in the description below.